everybody, Natasha Wilkinson here, independent Scentsy consultant from Mount Isa, Australia. Now, it is the end of the month, so if you're new to my channel, welcome, and if you're returning, welcome back. So, for those who have watched my channel frequently, you will know at the end of the month, I go through my empties. I go through my empties twice a month. I try to do it halfway through the month and at the end of the month. I originally, when I was first doing these videos, doing it monthly, but as you can see, 2 weeks of items I've been burning, I've been warming, items I've been using and enjoying fill up quite quickly in my empties basket. So as well as trying to cut the video a little bit shorter and not go for hours and hours on end, and because I use so much, I found it a lot more easier to do this twice a month. So let's delve into it and look at what I've been using for the past 2 weeks. So I have used up a counter clean in Very Snowy Spruce, and this was from last year's holiday collection. Being the end of the month, our new holiday collection is actually about to launch tomorrow on the 1st of October, and it's going to have Perfect Peppermint in it and Evergreen and Grapefruit cleaning bundles, which is a counter clean and a dish soap. But as I said, this was from last year's holiday collection. I picked up quite a few of this one because I really enjoyed it. And Very Snowy Spruce is not a fragrance we get here in Australia in wax bars. This one is a very sweet woodsy scent. Does it have the scent notes on it? I don't think it does. So it's obviously got spruce in it, but there is a very sweet woodsy scent to it, as I said, and I really enjoyed this, mainly because a lot of our counter cleans and a lot of our cleaning products are citrus based, so it was nice to go away from something citrusy for the cleaning products. Christmas tree smelling, really great for this time of year coming up to Christmas when you want to get into the festive mood. I go through counter cleans like no tomorrow. I've got 4 kids, they're sticking their hands and fingers on the walls, getting the tables dirty. So I'm running around behind them constantly with a counter clean. So you generally will always see a counter clean in my empties. So Jack's Obsession scent pack. This went into the Zero Buddy, which is sitting up on my work desk at the moment with my Halloween themed. I am going to start, that was the intention of doing that area, was for me to film, but it's school holidays at the moment, so kids are running around. So I've come to my bedroom for a bit of quiet for this little filming session. But once the kids are back at holidays, I'm going to try and get back into the habit of using my same spot where I'm going to film. But Jack's Obsession scent pack. So it's basically a crisp green apple with a little bit of spice. I really love this scent. So that's gone into Zero. So I opened up at my last market store because it's an outdoor market store. It doesn't have any electricity, but I wanted passers-by that were looking at this store to get an idea of what maybe some of the fragrances would smell like. So I opened up my Blue Agave and Melon fragrance flower, which was from the summer collection, and it's now sitting on my laundry windowsill. So this was a very interesting scent. To me, I would have thought I wouldn't have liked it, but I really enjoyed it, and I even had the bar in my club for a little bit until it came into the clearance section. So it's got kiwi fruit in it, it's got melon, and then it's got that blue agave. I would have thought, based on the description, it would have been too green for me, but no, it was just that kiwi fruit and that melon really sweetened it out. So I used up a light bulb in 25 watts. And I think that's the, or at blue, I didn't use it up. I think that's the non-wax products by the looks of it. So let's talk pods. My daughter's room had sugared strawberry pods in it. This was strawberry and lemon drops. And it was really, really beautiful, very refreshing. And yes, I am saying refreshing for a fruity scent, but it's also very fruity as well. It's a fresh strawberry. That lemon drop to it adds a brightness. And for pods, these went and went and went. I put these in just before my daughter's birthday, which was July. We're now coming into October. So they were in her wall fan diffuser for going on 2 months, and they lasted in her room. I can still smell them a bit, but they're not throwing scent anymore. That was my daughter that just came into the room. She gave me a cake from when she's been out. How nice was that? She's very sweet. So I found, hidden in my daughter's room in her drawer, some blue agave and melon pods. These had no scent, so I don't know why she had them hidden in her drawer. I don't know when they lost their scent. They would have been in her wall fan diffuser at some time, and then she's decided to, after they've lost their scent, stash them. Don't ask me why. Don't ask me when they went in her wall fan diffuser, but they've obviously been used up. So I had in the air purifier Best Berry. These were from the Valentine's Day collection. So this is just a basic berry scent to me. I didn't love it. I didn't hate it. It lasted about a week in the air purifier. Now, saying that, I had these in the mini fan diffuser with a set prior to that, and they lasted a couple of months. But I'm thinking, because I have my air purifier on 24/7 as compared to my wall fan diffusers, they're obviously, the pods are gonna be used up quicker. My wall fans and mini pods get turned on for only part of the day and get turned off over night time. And then there's some days where I sometimes forget to turn them on, to be honest with you. So, but the purifier is going 24/7. So after about a week, the Best Berry lost its scent. And currently in the air purifier, I have, from our Harvest collection, Toasted Acorn and Oak. This is beautiful. It's just that right combination of creamy sweetness with the deep woodsy. Love, love this. This has gone into my Scentsy Club in bar form, and I have ordered another one of these pods because I'm in love with this scent. So they are the pods. Let's talk about what I have been warming. Now we are up to wax. So let's talk about open concept area, shall we? I went through 3 bars of Jack's Obsession. 1, 2, 3. As you can see, I'm in love with this scent. Green apples, crispy green, slightly tart, just a little bit of cinnamon and spice. Love, love, love this scent. It's in my Scentsy Club. I increased the amount in my Scentsy Club because these 3 I brought, and I'm throwing them everywhere. I brought when they came back with our harvest collection at the beginning of the month, because the one I had in my Scentsy Club I had used up and I was still waiting for that Scentsy Club order to come. And since buying those 3, as you can see, I have now used up all my Jack's Obsession again. This is beautiful to use. I know a lot of people like to warm this in cooler weather, but honestly, I warm this all year round. It's got just enough of that apple and that sweetness for me to warm it as the weather's cooling down, as the weather's starting to warm up in a transition month. It's not overpowery cinnamony, so it is quite a good mellow one to sing in the background even in the summer. So what else did I warm in the open concept area? So I did a combination of Maleficent, Mistress of Evil, Sweet Plum Pastry, which was a Bring Back My Bar a few Bring Back My Bars ago, and from the last Bring Back My Bar, Pretty and Plum. Now, combined, these has to be one of my favorite scent combinations. I get comments from people that come to visit me of how beautiful my house smells when I smell this. I mean, I love all these scents by themselves, but when they're combined, they just do something really amazing. So let's talk about the scents. Mistress of Evil is Satsuma Plum, Blood Orange and Gardenia. You don't get the orange. It might make it a little bit deeper, a little bit brighter. It's a very fruity plum, dark, deep, fruity plum. Sweet Plum Pastry is meant to be a sweet plum pastry, but to me, when I smell it, it's like plum simmering on a stove top. I don't get pastry, but I get that stewed plums as they're simmering on a toast stove top. And it does smell, as it's warming, that slightly burnt simmery smell, as if you're making a pie, but without the pastry. Pretty and Plum. Now, I'm kicking myself that I took this out of my Scentsy Club, because I have these 2 in my Scentsy Club, but I don't have this one. But it was in the clearance section, and I do believe it's still in the clearance section. I don't think it's sold out as yet, so I did pick up another 6, and while it's in the clearance section, I'll probably keep going back every time I order something and adding one in, just so I can do this combination. But it's Pretty and Plum. So it's that similar note to Sweet Plum Pastry, but it's got a black coconut in it, and it's got more of a bakery pastry note to it. So these are beautiful combined, and to me, bakery, as the weather starts to heat up, as it becomes summery, I find bakery can become quite cloying and just too much, and that's when I tend to divert towards just plain fruity, tropical, and that's when I'm looking for more summery scents. But yes, 2 of these are bakery, but there's enough fruit in it to make it kind of fruity too, and I find that it's not cloying, and it's one that when it comes to a bakery, if I'm in the mood for a bakery in summer, I could quite enjoy it without it being too cloying and too heavy, because that fruitiness offsets it, making it quite a pretty one for summer as well. So the last one I did in the open concept area, which is currently going, because we're now experiencing 30-degree plus weather here in Mount Isa of a daytime. So I was in the mood for tropical, I was in the mood for fruity. So I have a combination of Pina Colada Cha-Cha and Stitch Experiment in the lounge room going. Now, because I've got my little setup at my desk now, it takes 3 warmers to do my open concept area if I'm including my kitchen. So sometimes instead of doing 3 bars of the same, I will do something different in the kitchen, which is what I'm currently doing. But because it's still open concept, I will find something that's complementary to what's going in the lounge room. So I will talk about those scents a little bit later, because they're actually my vendor wax, and I will do vendor wax when I'm finished doing Scentsy. So Stitch is coconut. It's got like tropical notes to it, pineapple I think, and tropical flowers and tropical fruits. I think it even has a tropical citrus to it. Pina Colada Cha-Cha is my pineapple scent that's in my Scentsy Club. For me, pineapple scents can be a hit or a miss, and this tends to be the one that I've gravitated towards and that I enjoy. It's fresh pineapple, coconut and rum, I believe. You can't smell the rum, but the coconut adds a bit of creaminess to it, so it's not just bam in your face pineapple. You're not smelling just that sour note, and I think that's what turns me off a lot of pineapple scents, if they're a little bit too sour. I think that coconut milk just gives it that right touch of sweetness to me. This combination is amazing, works really well in the open concept area. Stitch on the whole isn't a very strong scent, but when you find the right combination for him, he does work well in the open concept area, because normally I would warm Stitch in a smaller room. So that was my open concept area. So now we are going to talk my daughter's room. So let's talk about the elephant in the room. There has been much discussion on whether people love this scent, whether people hate this scent. A lot of it going more towards the they don't like this scent on the reviews I've heard. And that is the New Nightmare Before Christmas Roll the Dice. I was originally going to put this into my son's room because it does come off cold as a cologne type note. But my daughter smelled it and she wanted it in her room. Unfortunately, this is still in my Scentsy Club, even though I don't want it in my Scentsy Club because they want the collector labels. I think we've got 2 of them, so we have 2 more to collect. I don't hate this scent, but I don't like it. So when warming, there is this powdery note to it, which a lot of people are referring to as a sweaty person. They've got BO and they've tried to cover it up with a bit too much cologne. Thursday, I got more just a powdery note with it, which I could see where they were coming on. Second day, that BO smell that they were talking about, I could pick up. But to me, I didn't pick it up as BO. I picked it up as you've gone swimming, you've taken your wet clothes off your wet towel, you've shoved them in a bag, you've shoved them in the laundry, you've forgotten about them, you've opened them up, and you're hit with that musky, damp, sour smell. That's what I got on the end note of this, with a bit of cologne thrown in. So my daughter enjoys it. We will warm the ones we've got, until we can collect her little labels that she likes to collect. But unfortunately, I really love the other two Nightmare Before Christmas scents. The other two Nightmare Before Christmas scents will be forever in my club because I love them so much. Unfortunately, roll the dice, just didn't do it for me. It is quite a strong performer, but fortunately it wasn't as strong as what I thought it would be. I thought it was going to be stronger and come out of my daughter's room and overtake the rest of the warmers, but no, it didn't. So I can contain it to one room if I have to, for us to get those labels. What else did we warm in my daughter's room? Okay, so I was doing samples of this and then I popped the rest in my daughter's room. That is Bamboo Violet. This is going to be the scent of the month for October. So definitely floral, definitely violet. You get that powdery kind of almost soapy quality with the violet. Quite pretty. Don't think it's Scentsy Club worthy in my opinion, but I will enjoy the ones I have, and I will probably send some more out and do some more samples because I did get the scent of the month kit, but it is quite enjoyable. It's not overly strong, so I don't think it's going to be a blow you out of the house scent. Okay, so I think that was what was in my daughter's room. So let's talk about the laundry, shall we? I had half a bar left of Dazzling Darling, so I used the rest of that up in the laundry. This is from our Glamorous You collection. It is a combination of that citrus grapefruit mixed with a very aquatic salty sea note. Not my favorite from the Glamorous You collection, but it is quite pretty for the laundry. Very strong, does overtake the laundry, so I used the last half a bar up of that. I was hoarding about 5 or 6 bars of Frozen 2 Fearless by Nature because I took it out of my Scentsy Club. And I took it out because I'm like, I have 6 bars. I have plenty to get me through. I normally only use half a bar at a time when I'm using my laundry or my bathroom or the boys' room, so that's plenty. But as soon as I took it out of my Scentsy Club, I'm like, I don't want to use it because I don't want to run out of it. It's coming back 1st of October. So I think I'm going to put it back in my Scentsy Club because keeping them there isn't doing good. I'm not enjoying them. I may as well warm them and enjoy them. So I went crazy. I used up a full bar in the laundry and bathroom. Fearless by Nature is a sweet woodsy. It's got wildflower, it's got sage, it's got wild woods in it, I think was the description. It's very unique. You get that woodsy note, but that wildflowers and that sage adds just that little bit of sweetness. It's clean, it's crisp, it's bright. I love using this in the laundry, in the bathroom, in my boys' room to get rid of stinky boy odor. So I used up that. I did use some other things in the bathroom, but we're going to talk about them with the vendor wax because they are vendor wax, but that was the Scentsy I used up in the bathroom. So now let's delve into the boys' room. So the boys' room, I've used up half a bar. I still got half a bar left of the Muppets. So let's talk about my impressions of the Muppets. This is the new Muppets bar that's still available. And to me, I get something across between Cars and something across between Squeeze the Day. Nowhere near as strong as either of those two scents, but I get that bright, sweet citrus from Squeeze the Day, that fruity cherry from Cars, and that bright zing from Cars. So I kind of get a combination of the two when I smell these. It's not overly strong, but it is quite a pretty hum in the background type scent. A little bit fruity, a little bit citrusy, a little bit bright. Quite enjoyable. That was what was in the boys' room. So now let's go into the main bedroom here, what I've been enjoying in my room. So, Blackberry and Sandalwood. So this was a new one out this season. So, would I put this in my Scentsy Club? This one was very hard for me to decide whether I would put it in my Scentsy Club. I really, really enjoyed it, but I also found it a little bit on the light side. You get that rich earthy sandalwood, the brightness of the blackberry. To me, it was kind of like a deeper, darker, more wintry, woodsy version of black raspberry and vanilla. So far, out of the new scents that I've warmed, I've probably rated this as my second favourite, even though Cloudberry Dreams I would put in my Scentsy Club, and this could be quite a possibly no. The reason being quite a possibly no, but quite a possibly yes, is it would depend on what else I'm putting in my Scentsy Club if it were to retire at the end of the season. Would there be other scents that would outweigh it? Because I kind of find, even though I really love this, even though I really enjoy it, there are scents that are similar that would still be in the catalogue, and I think that would be the deciding factor. If there were other scents that weren't similar, weren't going to be in the catalogue, that I enjoyed more, they would probably make the Scentsy Club over this one. But I did really enjoy this. It was really good for the bedroom. Definitely a repurchase for me. Definitely one I would restock up on if it didn't go in my Scentsy Club. So I must have been in a sandalwoody mood, because Coastal Sunset was one that I warmed in here, and I actually took on Melissa Johnson's recommendation of mixing Lush Gardenia with it. So I had a little tester of Lush Gardenia because I didn't want to break into my 4 remaining bars I have left. To me, Lush Gardenia is beautiful. It is creamy, very strong, very floral. You get that powderiness because it is gardenia, but I love it. It's a total scent memory for me. My grandmother's double gardenia tree. So that sat outside her door of our house. Every time I smell it, I remember my grandmother's house and her double gardenia tree. And that's why I'm clinging on to my remaining 4 bars as much as I can, and only warming it when I'm in the mood to relive that scent memory. But I took on, as I said, Melissa Johnson's advice to mix it with Coastal Sunset. It was beautiful. Coastal Sunset is sandalwood and coconut, and because it is warming up, I wanted something in the bedroom that was still relaxing, still comforting, still inviting, but not warm and deep like a lot of my other bedroom scents are. I wanted something that would still embrace that summer warm up vibe, and I thought Coastal Sunset still has the warmth of the sandalwood and the comforting note, but the coconut adds that summery vibe to it. So it's the perfect bedroom scent to warm during summer. Added with that little bit of floral, it was beautiful. And I really only needed that little tester because of how strong Lush Gardenia is, because I didn't want it to overtake Coastal Sunset. So I really enjoyed that mixture. Melissa, if you're watching, thank you for recommending it on your channel, because it's definitely a mixture I will be doing again. I picked up a good probably 6 months ago now from a Facebook buy swap sell group, local buy swap sell group, a bunch of bars from a lady that purchased from a Region 1 consultant and then didn't like the bars or just decided she didn't want them. I don't know what was the story behind it, but she ended up selling them on Facebook Buy Swap Sell. And so I actually picked up a few distashes that way of Region 1 scents, and in that destash was Dancing Sugar Plums. So this was beautiful, and I actually warmed this at the same time as I was warming my plum scents in the lounge room in the open concept room. So this is just a rich, deep, dark plum with that cinnamon and spice added. It was warm, it was cozy, it was inviting. Lasted about 3 or 4 days. Loved it. I really hope they start to bring scents like these to Australia, because I can't speak enough how much I really enjoyed this. Toasted Acorn and Oak. So this is from our Harvest collection. And again, this is another one that I really enjoyed. And I've popped in my Scentsy Club. So you've got that Acorn and Oak, which gives it about this woodsy note. But then there's this creaminess that kind of comes off almost maple-like. Maple syrup-like to me. And when I first warmed it, I got that sweet, mapley, creamy, woodsy vibe. As it got to the mid notes, that maple note wore off and I got more of that darker, woodsy note. And then when it got to the end notes, that maple note came back again. So it lasted forever too. I had it in my bedroom, strong performer here. I also think it would be a brilliant performer in open concept. This is one I would quite happily warm in open concept, knowing I'd get something out of it. But I really love this one. So that was my Scentsy bars. So before we delve into my vendor wax, let's talk about my Scentsy oils I have been diffusing. So Blackberry and Basil. So this is basically, you get that rich dark blackberry, and that basil gives a little bit of an herbal note to it, but it is very beautiful diffusing, a little bit sweet, a little bit herbal at the same time. Candied violet and plum. So again, you get that fruity plum note, but then it's got kind of that earthy lettuce type back end note to it, which kind of then makes it a little bit earthy again. So I have broken into my Harvest Oil 3-pack, and I went back today and brought another packet. Even though I have 2, I went and brought a third, because I have used a third of the bottle of caramel apple crumble up already in my first one, and in my first one a third of the bottle of pumpkin cinnamon twist. So caramel apple crumble is delicious apple topped with cinnamon crumble and a drizzle of caramel. It is beautiful. You get that sweet, gooey apples simmering on the stove, just a little bit of cinnamon, and then that caramel adds a really big, vibrant hit of sweetness. So, pumpkin cinnamon twist. Pumpkin perfectly spiced with cinnamon and clove. This has to be my favorite oil out of the 3-pack so far. I've used up a third of it. Went so well with Toasted Acorn and Oak. I've now got it going with a pumpkin scented, which we're going to talk about, vendor wax in a moment, that I've used up. It is just absolutely to die for. And then from the And I think before I go into the last oil, I think what I'm enjoying about this Harvest Oil 3-pack and why I had to go back to get that 3rd pack is because to me, here in Australia, we don't get many bakery type oils. Yes, I really love our summery fruity oils. I love those warm woodsy ones like rosewood and vanilla, that comforting for the bedroom, and the calming ones like the lavender ones for the bedroom, but we don't get many bakery ones. So I don't think there's any bakery ones really in the catalogue. So for me, it's kind of, this 3-pack is fulfilling that bakery need that I sometimes want in an oil. So that's why I've gone back and picked up 3 of them. But what I'm currently got going in the lounge room is Bikini Martini from the summer collection, which is a very tropical pineapple scent. So they're the oils I have been diffusing. So let's quickly talk about my vendor wax before I hop off. So the one I've got going in the bedroom at the moment, as I said with the oil, I finished off Jack from Pumpkin Parcel Scents. I think the vendor waxes I have used today have all been, or in the past 2 weeks, have all been Pumpkin Parcel Scents. I do have other vendor waxes, but most of my vendor waxes are from Pumpkin Parcel Scents. So this is pumpkin, clove, cinnamon and spices. It is amazing. We don't get many pumpkin scents here in Australia, so as you can see, I've used up my whole snack bar. Definitely one I would go back and repurchase again. This actually came in a Nightly Before Christmas mystery box. So from a Vampire Diaries mystery box from Pumpkin Parcel, I had going, and this is what I had going in the kitchen to complement the tropical little doodah combo that I have going in the lounge room. I have Mystic Grill. So this is described as sour beach cocktail. So when I smell this, it's basically smells to me like an unripened pineapple. I did want something a little bit to sweeten it up. So I then have from the mystery box Supernatural themed TV show, Azale, which was a heart. So I've used up about half of it. As you can see, this sample is quite a decent size, and it was golden, I think, plum and plumeria and lemon, I think it was the description. But to me, you get that florally, you can smell that plumeria, but it's coming across tropical with that mixture of that plum and that lemon. It's coming across almost pineapple-y with that floral scent. So it's going really well mixed with the Pina Colada Cha-Cha and the Stitch and the Sour Beach Cocktail. So, and currently in the laundry from the Supernatural mystery box as well, I had 2 little samples of Hellhounds. So this was orange, dragon's blood, and there was something else in it, but I can't remember what the other scent was. So you're definitely picking up that spicy dragon's blood and that cinnamon note, and that orange just adds a little bit of zest to it. I will say though, one of the samples is coming across a bit more with that orange spice than the other one. They're both definitely the same scent, because I actually got one as a sample prelude when I picked up Vampire Diaries of something she was releasing soon, and then it came in the Supernatural gift box. So I will say maybe a little bit more of the orange oils maybe were mixed in, but same scent, just maybe a slightly variation in theirs, because I could smell the orange more in one of the oils than I could in the other with the little sample box. So that is what I have been warming, what I have been using, and what I have been enjoying. So what I was thinking going forward is with my vendor wax, I'm going to get another tub, and I'm going to do my vendor wax once a month separate, and I'm going to do my Scentsy stuff separate, just because this has gone on for 40 minutes as it is. I don't use as much vendor wax as I do Scentsy wax, so Scentsy will still be twice a month, and I think vendor will be once a month, because I think then I will have worked up enough to give a better review on the vendor wax rather than popping one or two at the end of the video. So that's what I think I'm going to be doing going forward. I hope you enjoyed this video, so I look forward to speaking to you again soon. I've still got 2 more categories of our oils to go through. First sniffs, I am getting around to it. It's just been hectic with the school holidays, so I think I'm going to wait till the kids go back on Tuesday, where it's quiet. You could probably hear them yelling in the background as I was doing this video. So with only the baby at home, it should be a little bit less hectic then, and I should get back into more of a routine. But I hope you're all doing well. Until I speak to you next time, stay safe and bye for now.